Help support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J. But our next guest is here. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. What a strange world. I've had the pleasure of kind of watching you through 2020 online and jumping on and watching some of your podcasts. So thanks for letting me come back this year.
I was going to say, and right back at you, I've gotten to watch your progress over the last year through LinkedIn and whatnot. Good things happening over there. Tell our audience who may not know or did not see you last year who you are.
So I'm Gary Montague, the CEO and founder of HeartHero. HeartHero is a revolutionary company that's really impacting the way that we take care of cardiac arrest as a nation. That is why we are at the Consumer Electronics Show, because our device is a consumer electronic. In order to save somebody's lives from cardiac arrest, and the public may know this as a heart attack, you need a consumer device. Right now, we have a lot of wearables that everybody's wearing around. I call those diagnostics. We have designed a therapeutic, something that you can actually do before the ambulance gets there to dramatically change the outcome of your loved one.
And you gave a statistic last year about how quickly interaction needs to happen to be able to save a life, and it was unbelievably short.
It is. So there is a difference between cardiac arrest, and cardiac arrest is when the heart muscle sits there and it's not pumping systematically the way it needs to pump. It just starts to quiver because the electrical circuits of the heart are offline. If that lasts too long, it becomes still and you die. Cardiac arrest does not need to mean cardiac arrest, cardiac death, but that lasts in seconds. And it's really the consumer, the bystander, the person, the loved one at the side that can make the biggest difference. We don't have time to wait for an ambulance or a doctor to get there, etc. We need early recognition, good CPR, but most importantly is an AED. An electrical shock onto the heart will dramatically change that outcome. Right now, the national average is about 7%. If an AED is applied in the first 3 minutes and a shock is delivered, that number can go up 74 or higher percent. So we're talking dramatic difference of having another birthday, having another moment with your loved one, just continuing on with life on something that could have been preventable.
Yeah. And, 3 minutes is such a short period of time to have such a huge statistical change.
So right now we're seeing the national average for EMS and the ambulance to get there. If you call 911, comes in about 7 minutes. We're actually, because of COVID, because of 2020, we're seeing that number go up. In fact, in New York, when this first came out around the February timeframe, we saw a 59% increase of cardiac arrest. And cardiac arrest doesn't get talked about the way it should. Everything right now is COVID, COVID, COVID. But cardiac arrest is actually the untold, untalked about pandemic. It kills 300 to 400,000 people in the United States each year, about 7 to 9 million people globally. And because it happens so fast, we really haven't come up with a great solution. But the solution has been around, and it's a portable AED, and that is exactly what we created. And I'm happy to say that HeartHero, in these disturbing times, has actually maintained our course and has had a banner year. We are now the first portable AED that is digitally connected to your phone, Bluetooth cell phone, that is approved. We got our CE mark this year, and we're looking at product launch overseas in the coming few months. So we're really excited about how we're actually going to be able to change this landscape and give the public a solution that they need.
Yeah, I remember when you announced that you got your CE mark. That was such a big deal. Since we last talked.
I'm just an old military guy, CIA guy. How can I actually start a class 3 medical device company? It is in our nature. It is what drives us. We're a life before profits company. Everybody that is invested with us and is part of the team really believes in this mission that we need to do something greater than ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. Since we last talked, I've kind of changed what I do for my day job, and I've actually been working with a medical company, and I know how hard it is to get that CE mark. Which,
It is for a medical device, it is incredibly hard. Our
yes, it
filing
is.
was about 12,000 pages.
Jesus. And the
Yeah,
rules of
yeah.
displaying
No,
it
but
and
this
all
is
that are
something that is
complicated.
literally, cardiac arrest and heart attack is something that is a life and death situation. So here at
Yeah.
HeartHero, we take that very, very seriously.
Yeah. So talk about the device itself. Now that we've got the CE mark, and that means that we're coming closer to seeing it.
I love following up on Energizer since Duracell is our partner here. But we intentionally made this device to run off of store-bought batteries. This is a CR123. You can go to your grocery store, purchase this battery. It gets inserted into the device and it can last for 3 years. This device has cellular and Bluetooth connection. It automatically uploads and alerts you on your phone, can alert your family member on their phone if the device is being used, if the batteries are going bad, if the pads are going bad. A really holistic, encompassing way of taking care of not only yourself, but your families and making sure that's working. So it easily walks you right through it. You just pull the handle, pull out the pads, put the pads onto the chest, and it'll walk you through every single step. I turned it down because it's incredibly loud and I'd be blasting out all of the audience watching right now. So that's why it's not screaming at us at the moment.
I was going to say that was one of the things. There were two things that really caught my attention. I think it was at Showstoppers last year is where we met, and it was the CR123 battery, which most people may not recognize is for a camera.
It is.
It's supposed to power the flash on a camera, and you've got it. uh, you've made a medical device that can save a life using this camera battery, and that took me a minute to wrap my head around. But the other was the fact that it doesn't just like have instructions printed on it, because you've got 3 minutes, right? Within the first 3 minutes, it
Incredibly
talks
easy.
you through it.
When we did our human factor testing to get that CE mark, you have to make this incredibly easy. A cardiac arrest, seeing your loved one on the ground, is going to be the most stressful time of your life.
Mhm.
So how do we empower that person? And that's exactly what we did. It auto calls 911. It lets them know the location. So you're listening and doing the most therapeutic thing you absolutely can do, and that's put pads on the chest. It has AI built into it. It detects a rhythm. If it says it's a shockable rhythm, it'll shock. If it's not a shockable rhythm, it will not shock. But what it's done is it's alerted the ambulance to get there faster. So in any stressful situation, you put this on the chest. If you find somebody who's unconscious, not able to wake up, or not breathing normally, or just not breathing at all, that is suspicion. You should suspect cardiac arrest and act immediately.
That's really fantastic. You've you've got your CE mark, which means that we're closer to seeing this out in the wild. Do we have a hopeful timeline on this?
Yeah, we're hoping, about summertime. Some of our early launch locations will definitely have this. Move forward into the fall and Christmas time next year, really out in the wild. We're hoping to have our FDA, but it is a regulatory body and we have to listen to the FDA and the FDA guidance. We're in that pathway. So, knock on wood that we're talking at next CES, and I can actually get this in your hands. You can play with it. You can walk around and look at the app and look how it's connected digitally for you. So it really is a game changer in the life-saving resuscitation community. And I think that it's ultimately going to be more of a game changer, and it's going to elevate. Our partnership with the American College of Cardiology has really highlighted COVID and the long-term responses of COVID. If you've had this, we're actually noticing that your heart has inflammation, and when it gets inflamed, it actually develops scar tissue, and that can lead into cardiac arrest. So we're thinking that more and more people are going to need to know about this condition, and unfortunately, we might be seeing that number rise. we're here to be able to hopefully prevent those deaths.
Well, that's fantastic. If people want to find out more about the company and the product and maybe find out when it's available, how can they do that?
Yeah, they can go to hearthero.com or on any of our social media. We're HeartHero AED. Follow us there. We're happy to engage and talk to you, and we're connecting with distributors and taking pre-orders in approved countries right now. I think our biggest win last year is something that I probably grew up reading. You probably grew up. We got awarded the top 100 innovations of 2020 in popular science. So that was a great kudos to our hardworking team.
For sure. Congratulations on that. It takes a lot. That's not easy to do. So good job.
I appreciate it. I'll continue to follow you guys. Love your information and stuff that you guys are putting out.
Appreciate it. And hopefully at CES 2022 we can hold this and see it out in the wild.
Yep, you play with the device and first round of drinks are on me.
Fantastic. Well,
Awesome.
fingers crossed that we'll be able to do that in person and have a good rest of CES 2021.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed that interview, and if you did, make sure you check out some of the more than 100 interviews we conducted during the virtual CES 2021 coverage. And of course, subscribe here on YouTube, hit the notification bell to learn when we post new content and when we go live.